Defendant. Okay.
What's good, y'all? Shout out to Notification Gang for hitting the like button. And if it don't even start yet, fabulous ones in it. I appreciate you anyway. Please, y'all, I want to start this video off by having a moment of silence for Ashley Henning. Um, this lady is right here. As you can see, she's running away from her husband right before he guns her down upstairs. I let's have a moment of silence, please. It's just so sad, man. That this poor lady lost her life. And the thing, and I really want men to pay attention. More importantly, I want black men to pay attention. The swirlers never talk about these types of videos, these type of cases. Never. Anytime, every time the swirlers get on whatever social media platform, you can insert it. Excuse me. They always talk about it's so great, it's so much better than being with black men, and oh my God, oh, I'm with a white man, and it's just so great. And oh my God, black women divest, divest, divest. But then when things like this happen, things like Cheryl Turner, um, Sade Robinson, who's the other? Dominique Clayton, Aaliyah Taylor, all these countless black women that go through something like this, the swirlers get hush mode. And that's the reason why I come out here and I had this question as far as asking swirler community, where y'all at? Because y'all love in this video, uh Mykol Henning is basically chasing his wife up the stairs. I found the other video of the upstairs. Obviously, I'm not going to show that. I can't even show that on YouTube. So I'm not even going to attempt to play that. But just know, Buddy shot at her several times. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she was hit 5 times. As she's lying on the ground, moaning in pain, literally dying, losing her life. She's like, barely breathing. She could barely inhale, let alone exhale. But he spits on her. I mean, if you want to really talk about demons, y'all, this is one. I'm gonna play the trial. I want to play this video first in particular, just to give y'all an idea of what had transpired. You can hear the gunshots. You can hear her moaning from being shot. I think 5 times. Let's get into it, y'all. So y'all saw what happened. He was shooting at her, runs out of bullets, grabs another mag or clip or whatever it's called, reloads it. I would not wish this on my worst enemy. let's get into some parts of the trial. Obviously, I'm not going to play the whole goddamn trial, but we're gonna play a couple highlights that I was able to find. Let's get into this, y'all. I'm sorry for context. This is the first the first one. I think I have 5 or 6 other videos to do. But this is the first one. They're just basically going to play the sound of I'm sorry, the video with obviously with sound of what had transpired inside the house. His whole defense is, which is laughable at best. His whole defense is he had been abusing him the whole relationship, and eventually gets tired of it, and then decides to grab a gun and delete her. That's his whole defense. That's his whole defense. Let me just put that out there. Let's get into it, y'all. That sound that you're hearing is him trying to clear the chamber. He's trying to. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but you can hear her moaning, and then he shoots her again. Let me run this back for like 10 seconds, but you can hear her moaning, and he comes back after he's cleared the chamber and does it and shoots her more. So now the court is basically reviewing the video. They're reviewing what was happening, all that good stuff. I don't know if they had kids, but I know she had kids. I don't know if he's the biological father or not, but they were at her birthday party. It was at her birthday party. Okay, they was at her birthday party. They got into a crazy argument, and they decided to leave. The argument got so bad that she goes to the neighbor and tells the neighbor, "Can you watch my kids because he's going crazy again?" Right? Meaning this happened before. And tells the neighbor to hold the kids and to call the police. He finds out about this and snaps. And here we are. So I'm just trying to bring more context. I don't think they're going to talk about anything else. So let me just let me just go straight to the second video. But he's sitting here crying and all this other damn nonsense as if like it's all an act. It's all a facade. It's all nonsense and BS, y'all. Don't fall for the goddamn tears. Don't fall for the goddamn tears. There is nothing that you can say to justify why you as a grown ass man pulls a gun on your wife. Outside the fact that she got a gun pointed at you. I'd be like, all right, cool. I ain't gonna hold. She put a gun out on him first. Cuz had to do what he had to do. We just saw you chase your wife up the stairs. She was trying to run away from you and you chasing her. Now your defense is you was being assaulted and abused and you just got fed up. So why isn't she the one chasing you? You're the one chasing her. Let's get into the second video. Let's get into the second video. We got a couple more to go, y'all. We're gonna be here for a while.
I'm sorry. She just let me know that I just couldn't do it anymore. I'm sorry.
This is from the audio footage of the police officer when they first got in contact with him after he deleted his wife. Let's keep going.
I'm sorry. She just let me know that I just couldn't do it anymore. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I hear that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't hear that. Don't do that. I'm sorry. She just hurt me. She wouldn't stop her. hurting me. She wouldn't stop hurting me.
Hey, buddy, don't do that, okay? Hey, listen, man. Can you listen to me?
I'm listening. I'm trying. She
You're okay.
just put me
Tell
through
me-
so much abuse.
Tell me what happened. Tell me what
So many
happened.
years of abuse. We were going through counseling. She would not stop hurting me. She wouldn't stop, and everybody believed her.
I need you to look at the camera for me, okay?
Just kill me, dude. Just
I'm not gonna
me.
kill you,
No,
bro.
please do it, because
Brother.
all I do is hurt the one woman I love on
Brother,
this earth.
I need you to look to your
Listen,
right.
just what I got to do, just kill me, man.
He admitted to something. He said the only thing I did was hurt the one woman on this earth. That you did more than hurt her.
Look to
She
your right.
just she was the only woman I loved.
Let's get into part 3.
I'm sorry. She just kept me going down. She couldn't do it no more. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't do that. Don't do that.
We got a big development in the military wife murder trial. Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Julie Grant. So this case is about a husband and a wife who got into a fight. It's no secret they had a toxic, abusive relationship. But what led up to the shooting? Did the defendant just momentarily go insane at the time? Did he snap? What happened? Well, the jury is the finder of fact here, but the jury hasn't been brought in. The judge was hearing any preliminary matters that need to be brought up, and guess what the defense attorney just brought up? He's making a motion for a mistrial. A mistrial. Why? Let's go in live together and find out.
Judge, if I could just say, many of these comments,
It doesn't matter, Mr. Edgar.
I don't enjoy being called a racist, and that's one of the reactions to this. I understand.
Mr. Edgar, I don't enjoy being called names too, but hey, I'm the one that decided to run for election and put the black robe on. So I take with it everything that comes with it. Nobody likes being called names. Unless you can identify that somebody that commented was a juror that called your name, it frankly doesn't matter.
Right.
So for those that don't understand what's happening, the lawyer's defense is they're trying to get a mistrial. They're trying to do the best that they can to get Buddy off of this case and get him cleared or get him freed for as long as possible by saying, oh, hey, I've had some remarks made against me, like some name-calling remarks, some racial remarks. I think we need a mistrial because of that. The judge laughed. Like, what type of sense is that? You supposed to get a mistrial because of what? What exactly? What happened? Talk to me. Who hurt you? You have a woman that's dead. And your defense is, oh, I need a mistrial because somebody said something that was mean to me? Disgusting. Let's keep going.
Except I stand in my client's shoes, Judge, and this is generating community.
And just for instance,
It's my client.
Okay,
And
but that's not what your motion for the mistrial is.
Is that-
yes, it is. It says it's still up.
Well, but Mr. Edgar, your motion is not for mistrial concerning pretrial publicity or things of that nature.
Well, it's concerning the post that was supposed to be taken down. And
Well, it wasn't supposed to be taken down. That's what I'm saying. Mr. Edgar, I'll listen to motions, but the motions have got to make a little bit of sense, and you can't just, throw everything against the wall. If you have a specific motion, I'll hear that, but you can't just grab at things that you don't put in your motions. And things that aren't relevant to the bias of a jury and things of that nature.
well, Judge, I think this is highly relevant. All I can say.
Well, and I'll listen to that, but you've got to tell me something specific and not you don't like being called a racist. Oh, okay, but whoop-de-doo.
Well, those were comments that were
Okay, and if it wasn't comments from, sorry that you've been called a racist, Mr. Edgar. I don't think you're racist. I hope you're not. I hate being called names on Facebook. I'm not going to get into a diatribe about the downfall of Western civilization because of social media over us being called names because of the positions that we have. So let's move forward. If it has to do with that post, I will, as I did yesterday, voir dire the jury if they have not had any type of heard, seen, anything of that nature. Then we'll move on, okay?
Well, Judge,
Anything else regarding that motion that's been denied?
yes, I'd like to call Mr. Gillick to the stand.
I've already told you I'm not going to hear from Mr. Gillick.
Then I'd like to take place into the record, Judge, some of the comments in response.
I'm not going to hear any of the comments unless you can direct them for a jury. No, we're not going to have a further. No, Mr. Eckert.
I want a record of what was done.
No, unless you can identify those came from a juror, that's not relevant evidence to anything.
Further, Judge, would move, as we did yesterday, to call Detective Vance, because I believe it was Detective Vance who commented very clearly and said he liked the post, and we would have was, and they said it wasn't.
Well, again, Mr. Eckert, I denied that yesterday.
Pardon me?
I denied that yesterday.
Buddy just pulling at straws. Buddy just trying to pull whatever he can up out his goddamn ass. Like, come on, bro. Oh, I was called names and this, that, and the third, so that's why we need to get a mistrial. So you mean you tell me you want me to have this whole case listed as a goddamn mistrial because somebody was mean to you? Let's keep going. I got like a couple more videos to get through. Not all of them is this long. This is just basically summing up the trial.
I'm moving again.
Okay. Well, then I'll deny it again today.
Well, Judge, I can put it as a group.
Mr. Eckert, it's denied. Let's go on. Let's start a trial today and let's hear some evidence.
I agree, but I want these in the record. I would request these to be in the record.
Mr. Eckert, it doesn't matter what you want.
I agree, but I'm really trying to make a record of your saying.
No, you're not. Not unless I let it in.
Pardon?
No, you're not. Not unless I let it in.
Well, yeah, that, Judge.
And I've got to deem it relevant to the proceedings, and right now you've not proven it's relevant to the proceedings.
So the
Mr. Eckert, you might want to have a seat.
Pardon?
You might want to have a seat.
Then I'll take that.
Mr. Eckert, you might want to have a seat. Thank you, sir.
Exactly. Take a seat. Take a hint. My goodness. Let's talk about this. I've got C.K. Hoffler in the studio with me. Oh, C.K., you and I were just gripped by what we were watching here. Attorneys sometimes just don't know when to lock it up. But that's beside the point. Okay, the real point, the real heart of this matter is whether a juror made the statement right or saw the statement. Why are those things what's key here?
Well, I think they're key, but Julie, one thing that's critical that people have to understand is judges will tell the jurors, do not look at social media, do not look at television, do not just Google on your phone to find out facts about the case. That's critically important. So the jurors are instructed not to do that. So what's critical in this case is, did a juror make that post? Did the juror see that post? If it's not related to the jury and to tampering with the jury or polluting the jury or doing something that would cause the defendant not to have his day in court, then it really isn't relevant. And I think the judge is trying to tell, he was trying to be very polite with defense counsel, but he finally just said, just sit down and be quiet and let's go forward. Because the defense made a motion but didn't connect the facts and the bias and any prejudice that the defendant would have to this racist post, alleged racist post. And I think that's the issue. And that's why the judge lost his patience and he said, sit down. He told him, he sort of gave him the legal roadmap. What's the relevance?
Right. He said I get called things all the time, right?
Yeah. Right, that's just part of it.
Right. So this defense attorney gets called a racist on Facebook, apparently. We haven't seen the post, so this is an alleged post out there, as CK said. And he moves for a mistrial on that basis. But like CK said, well, wait, well, why? So, I mean, people can say whatever they want to say.
And the state didn't do it. Like, say, if someone from the prosecution's office posted someone on Facebook, that's a completely different thing. Now, or if a witness that we're going to testify. So there's no connection at this point to the case, to the trial, and the defense cannot show any prejudice that is legitimately considered within the legal confines of the trial. So, because if we
Exactly.
were to judge by that, Julie, there could be no trials. Because
ever.
because
Anywhere.
people post all kinds of stuff on
Yes.
everything. So, yeah.
Yes, you're so right, CK. He's missing the link. There's
Buddy was just pulling for straws again. He's just trying to do the best that he can to get his client off. That's it. To get him off or to have it postponed longer.
no link. It's just, and it makes him kind of look like he's being a crybaby. Like, well, I got called this. Well, and the judge was nice. He said, I'm sorry that happened to you. I don't think that of you.
Right.
You know, and just keep trying your case. Try your case. Stay
Right.
focused here. Stay off social media.
Crazy.
Mr. Watts, thank you for coming back. Appreciate your earlier testimony. There are some things that have come up that we couldn't address earlier, and I want to ask you, I'm not going to have you here nearly as long as we did before, okay?
Okay.
Are you familiar with the idea of a top 10 list with Mr. Henning?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me what you know about that?
It came up on multiple occasions. The idea is that if the world were to come to an end for any number of reasons, whether it's societal collapse or an apocalypse event, that he will be protecting himself and looking out for himself first, and his list was the people that he deemed to be a threat, that or could have supplies that he could use.
Okay. You know, you said it came up several times. Did it come up close in time to June 26th of 2023?
The last time we talked about it was the Saturday before that. We were having to get together, and it came up then.
How did it make you feel talking about this?
I'll sustain it to the extent maybe a better foundation. I'll sustain that to right now.
Sure. Do you know who all, he has a top 10 list of people he's going to take out. Do you know who the 10 people were?
Not in any particular order, and he didn't discuss specifics, but he hinted to his next door neighbor and my next door neighbor and the neighbor behind me would be on that list in no particular order.
And the other 7 could be anybody.
Yes.
Were you on that list?
When asked,
Did you ask him if you were on that list?
I was not told that I was on the list,
Were you told why you weren't on the list?
that I didn't have anything that would be of value, and I was not a threat.
The thing that kills me is I want to know what would make you think of something like that, a top 10 list of people that I'm going to take out if there's an apocalypse or something like that. Why you got to take people out? Why you can't work together with somebody? He already has killing people on his mind. Clearly, whether they cool or not cool. But who thinks like, I don't think, first of all, and as somebody that loves zombie films and TV shows, I think about the zombie apocalypse all the time. And I always think of what I would do, where I would go, who I would save. I always think of all those things. I never not once think to myself, oh, if there's a zombie apocalypse, I'm gonna kill this person. What the hell? Who does that? Why is that your go-to?
What about his family?
At one point, he said his family would be just fine until they became a hindrance, and that Carter, the youngest, would be the only one to survive because he can pull his weight.
Were you uncomfortable with these discussions?
Yes, sir.
How do we approach this?
Now they're about to have a conversation, so they're going to mute the mic now.
All right, they're taking a sidebar there during this witness's testimony. You'll remember him from the very beginning of this trial. He was the first witness for the prosecution. He was there pleading with the defendant to stop being abusive or stop whatever was happening, this trouble that was happening inside of the home when this domestic incident broke out. And now he's being brought back specifically to talk about this incident, this talk that the defendant had with friends prior to the killing of his wife.
When I told y'all, and real quick, I'm not gonna lie and say that I watched the full trial, but I've watched quite a few hours of the trial. So a lot of it was just like filler, like stuff that we didn't need, and some of it was actually some very, very good, hard, substantial evidence. As far as him having some sort of an issue mentally, this guy was clearly like he like I don't even know how to put it into words. Like this dude had some screws loose. Like my grandma used to always say, "Boy, hey, baby, the elevator don't go all the way to the top floor." And I used to sit there when I was young, think what the hell, grandma talking? What's grandma talking about? What is she saying? Now that I'm older again, I fully understand, grandma. I understand everything you're saying now, because this dude is that elevator ain't there. Let's keep going.
Please raise your right hand. You swear affirm the testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Raise your hand. Have a seat.
You have enough to your attention for testimony on the microphone. Answer questions first, Ms. Becker.
Jordan, could you state your name?
My name is Jordan Henning,
How old are you?
34 years old.
You've seen the video and heard the audio, correct?
Yes, sir.
And I guess we'll go into your testimony, but what do you say to those things, the audio and the video?
They're horrible. They're disgusting. I destroyed lives that day, and the people I loved, and I can't bring that back, and I can't fix this situation, and I'm sorry, and I know that'll never be enough.
Okay.
There are times where
Crocodile tears, y'all. Crocodile tears.
she would throw things at me, or she'd hit me in the face. She would knock plates of food out of my hand. There was a time where she tied me down and used some things on me, and no matter how much I begged her to stop, she wouldn't stop. It's hard to talk about because when you do reach out to people, nobody believes you. It doesn't matter what proof you have. It's, well, what did you do to deserve it? You must have done something. No, nobody deserves that kind of crap. Like, you get tired of it. Especially, it's just when it doesn't stop. I destroyed lives that day, and the people I loved, and I can't bring that back, and I can't fix this situation, and I'm sorry, and I know that'll never be enough.
More and more crocodile tears, y'all. More and more crocodile, more and more BS, more and more nonsense. All of this is fake. And I hope and pray that these people, that you Don't fall for any nonsense with people that does these types of things. You should not be allowed to come out here and claim self-defense or claim you was abused when your ass is on video clearly chasing somebody through a goddamn house with a gun. You're in that much danger. You're that scared. You're all this, that, there. Why the hell did you walk back in the house then? The minute you saw you saw her get in the goddamn house, I would have ran the opposite way. This nonsense.
That's fine. Mr. Eggert, did you have some?
I do have some questions, absolutely, Judge.
This man cried the whole goddamn cry. I'm actually impressed with how many times this dude cried and had tears running down his face. I'm actually impressed.
I don't recall RSVPing to a pity party. Seems to me Defendant Jordan Henning thought it would be a good idea to throw himself a pity party. If I were on that jury, I'd throw out my invitation. What a crybaby. Who were those tears really for? Were they actually for Ashley? Sergeant First Class Ashley, who outranked him, by the way, in the Army. And it seems from the evidence, she also outranked him in terms of emotional intelligence as well.
Oh, wow.
You know,
I didn't know that. She outranked them in the military? Oh, that's interesting.
We often say when we see domestic cases that we never know what really happens behind closed doors. But guess what? We do in this case. We see Jordan Henning behaving like a violent, menacing predator. He put his wife in fear of her life, and that's why she told their neighbor to call police. She needed help, and he was in deep trouble. You know, my favorite moment of the day was when the prosecutor crossed him on how he shot his wife because of her call to save herself and their children, and how he knew it was about to end his military career when the police showed up. And you know what? I'll take it a step further this morning. I think that his testimony and his tears were the same thing. Another foolish, self-serving attempt by Defendant Jordan Henning to try to save himself. That's my opening statement. Let me know if you like it right now.
I loved it, ma'am. I loved it.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for
the verdict is in, y'all. Y'all think he was found innocent? I'm sorry, do y'all think he was found not guilty? Do y'all think he was found guilty? Put in the comment section below if you don't know. I mean, I'm assuming you know, or maybe you don't know. The jury has reached a verdict. Let's get into it.
Person of the grand jury of the jury has the jury reached a verdict?
Yes, sir.
All right. If you'll hand that verdict to my bailiff. And before I read the verdict, is this verdict unanimous for all 12 jurors? All right. I'll ask the defendant and his counsel to please rise. I want to caution everyone again, there will be no outburst. It's inappropriate for any parties, counsel, anyone else in the courtroom to react in any way to the verdict. So I'm looking back on page 11. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of first-degree manslaughter under instruction number 6, signed by the foreperson. Again, let me ask you, four-person, did I read that correctly, and is that all 12 jurors agree with that verdict? All right.
I guess all them goddamn tears and help your ass out. All that crying, all that fake ass nonsense. And I'm so sorry. She just kept beating on me. She just kept doing this. She just kept doing that. She kept doing all these things. And your ass kept going back to her. Even if we could say that Buddy was telling the damn truth. Why did you keep going back? There were several other people that got on stand, friends, family, and other neighbors, who said, quote, they were in a extremely toxic relationship. Take that. I mean, take it however you want to take that. They were in an extremely toxic relationship. I would think to myself, somebody to send her. First of all, I would have been left number one. Let's get that straight. I'm not putting up with that. I'm not about to be dealing with that. What the hell? What do I look like? Oh, well, she abused me. She would throw things at me. She would slap things out of my hands. I just got fed up. I just got tired of it. Like I said earlier, y'all, it was, if I remember correctly, it was her birthday or his birthday. I think it was her birthday. It was her birthday party. They got into some sort of an argument and they had to go. She left out of embarrassment because he was embarrassing her. She was like, no, let me get up out of her. I ain't finna deal with this damn nonsense. I'm not. Delivered the kids, told the neighbors, yo, call the police. He acting crazy again. What does that even mean? He's done this before. That's what that means. This has happened. This isn't the first time. This ain't his first rodeo. I say this all the goddamn time, y'all. Don't nobody sit up here and go 0 to 100 like that. No, these things happens gradually. These things happen over time. So when these certain red flags or these certain anger or whatever y'all want to call it, when it happens the first time, leave. Because you may not be able to, such as RIP Ashley Henning, who was not able to walk away from this. And it's so sad because now the kid, I'm not 100% sure if he's the father, but I know for a fact those are her kids. So again, like I said, these kids are now going to grow up without a mother, possibly a father if he's a biological father, but these kids now have to grow up without a mother. Her parents would never be able to hug their daughter again. She has siblings that stood up on the goddamn stand. She had cousins that came up on her, coworkers, friends, neighbors, people that loved the hell out of her. They came on her and was like, "Yeah, man." She told me some stories about him doing this and third. And I told her to leave. She ain't want to listen. Just craziness. Buddy really got his grown ass out her and tried to win an Academy Award for acting. Buddy was out here trying to. I give him an eighth effort. Again, like I said, I was impressed by how many tears Buddy was able to damn cry out. R.I.P. to Miss Ashley Henning. I wish I knew her maiden name. I just know her married name. But R.I.P. to her. I would not wish that on my worst enemy. Nobody should have to deal with that, to be chased down in her own home and gunned down like that. The last shot that you heard is what's done, is what sealed the deal. She possibly could have survived and still been alive. We don't know. But a lot of those shots were basically fatal or would have led to her being fatal, assuming she wasn't able to get medical help in time. Hearing that lady groan like that on that, bro, I'm telling y'all that I can't speak for everybody, but for me, man, that man, look, that hurt me hearing that because that could have been my little sister, that could have been my mother, my auntie, my cousin, my homegirls. RIP, Ashley, man. I'm gonna try to comment down below. Let me know what y'all thought about this video, man. Thanks for watching. Please, 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 if you haven't, hit the subscribe button, man. Also, too, hit that bell symbol beside you. Anytime you upload, notification will pop up and alert you. Also, too, make sure I hit that like, make sure I hit that share. I look forward to reading all your comments, if any. So, until next time, please, man, be safe, Erica.